Beautiful people, my name is Bridget and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is very exciting. Today we're testing out two products from Kimchi Chic Beauty. So this is Kimchi's makeup line. I ordered her concealer as well as the powder. So these are more new releases from her brand. So we have the Most Concealer in the shade Ivory as well as the Puff Puff Pass Powder in the shade Translucent. We're going to test both these products today, see if they're worth the money or not. They retail for $14 for the concealer, $18 for the powder. And today we're going to test these things and see what I think. We're going to see if the coverage is good, is it worth the price, and all that good jazz. So it took me 12 days from the day I ordered this product for it to get shipped to me and delivered to my door. So it took a long time for the processing of this. I paid for the 3-day shipping, so it did take about a week and a half for the processing for this to get through to me. But you know, that's not that bad, especially for an indie brand. So without any further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and get to today's video. I'm very excited. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and get started talking about the products. So these products, the concealer retails for $14. I have the shade Ivory, which is the second lightest. The lightest shade is called Pale, but it's very yellow. And I was really tempted to get the next one, which was Peachy Ivory, which was the next lightest shade, because it was very pink and I have a very pink undertone, as you can probably tell. However, it was very pink and I didn't really know how I would feel about it. So I got the one in between. So this is Ivory. And again, it retails for $14. There are 20 shades of this concealer. There are also 7 shades of color correcting concealers. So if you want a color corrector concealer, you can get that too. So we also have the translucent setting powder. There are 7 powder colors. This retails for $18. And you get 21 grams of product, or 0.850 ounces of product in here. And the packaging on this is really cute as well. So there are 7 shades. This bundled together, I had a discount for using the mobile link. It took off $3.20. Made my subtotal $28.80 with $6 of shipping. So my total came out to $34.80 for both these products. So now that we have that little bit of information out of the way, let's get started. So I have my eyebrows on. I'm gonna quickly prime my face and put foundation on, then we'll get started trying out the products. And also my hands are a lot darker than my face. We're gonna have to get over that. Okay, so let's get started with the concealer now. So this is called the Most Concealer, the Multitasking Superstar. And again, this is the shade Ivory. This is what the little tube looks like. I don't have any squeezy tube concealers in my collection currently. I do declutter a lot of concealers and stuff because I'm very particular, but because it's from a drag queen, I feel like this is gonna be the most coverage, and that's what I want because I have really dark circles. And actually they're really not that bad today, so I'm kind of happy about it. So this is, ooh, it's a felty tip. I didn't actually research this much before I did this. I just wanted to try the products, so I haven't watched any reviews. I try not to watch reviews, but I'm gonna review something myself. So it's like a little, remember those Maybelline things that used to have this kind of thing? So it's like a little felty brush. So I'm gonna squeeze a little bit so we can get some product to come up. Okay, so it's coming up through the center. I'm gonna use one side because I'm thinking this is gonna be a lot. So one side, this is really light. It's okay, we need a brightening under eye. I'll bronze after, you guys, I promise. So I'm gonna use one side with just like a small amount, and then I'll do one side just to see if I can get like the most coverage out of it. So we'll do them different. Also, the brush already has a fraying hair that is like coming out. It's already losing hairs on this. Oh no, and I squeezed too much product, so okay, I gotta be careful squeezing this thing. Because I squeeze too hard, there's excess product, and I feel like it's gonna dry in this little bristly, brushy thing. Wow, this is something already. Okay, I got the extra product out of the brush. I feel like I don't want to waste it because it's like, all right, I look crazy. Also, I do like that the name of the shade's on the top of it. It's pretty cute. So this side has more concealer. It's more thick up there. This one's more of like a thin layer of it. So I'm gonna blend this out and we'll see how the coverage is. For being a drag queen concealer, I expect it to be the most coverage. Also, this sponge is clean other than the foundation we just did with it. I mean, I do like how it's blending out. It's not blending out stark white, which is pretty good because I was really concerned it was gonna blend out just like white. So let's try the lesser side right now. Again, I'm just tapping it in. I mean, mean, that's not bad coverage. I can still see the purple coming through with it, so it's not the most coverage. Maybe the other side with more product will look better. So let's blend this one out. I mean, it really does blend really, really well, so it wants to keep blending out and out and out. I would say this does look better. There's less purple showing through. I don't know if it's going to show on camera, but this has like more of a purple hue coming through the edges of it, or the blue for my veins, and this has less of it. It does look kind of heavy, but maybe once I like set it with powder, then set it down with the setting spray and stuff, it'll calm down a little bit. So I'm going to go into the powder now. So, whew, my under eyes are white. So this is a Set and Bake Puff Puff Pass powder. I like that her face is all over the box. I think it's really cute, and it says, "Hi, darling," on the inside. I really wanted to like see the color of this powder beforehand, but I didn't want to do that because I wanted to show you the cute packaging. It's wrapped up. It has like a little donut sticker on it, and she's on the paper of this too. I wish the box came with all this paper inside because it's adorable. Ooh, and this is a big thing of powder. I guess I could probably tell from how I was, but seeing the actual container itself, it looks like a lot of powder. So this is the color we get in here. This is translucent, and I like the pink top on this. It looks like a big thing of powder. I will put, so the most powder that I ever got in like a normal powder is the Anastasia powder, which contains this much product, and this is how much the kimchi powder contains, which is 0.85 ounces. It comes with a puffy thing. I don't use the puffy thing, so I'm not going to. And then the inside has little, like the little sifter has hearts on it. So I'm gonna open this up and we'll start setting our face. Okay, so I took the sticker off. I'm gonna shake a little to the top like I normally do. This is the color itself. I don't know if it's gonna show the same way on camera. It is slightly kind of a tanny kind of color for being translucent to me, but at least it's not a stark white. They don't actually have a stark white powder, which is kind of surprising. I think for a drag queen line, you could have a stark white powder because like the under eyes need to be bright. So I'm going to take my sponge for my under eyes like I normally do. I just made sure my concealer wasn't creased, and it creased some, but I just blended it out. Now I'm going to take this and pack it on. I do not bake. I don't think the average person needs to bake. So I'm just going to do my normal packing it on to set. Do not smear when you're setting it, just pack. Ooh, it feels really finely milled. Okay, I'm not gonna set my lid. I'm gonna set my entire face for this video, but not my eyelid. That feels really good. I'm gonna take my finger, do my inner corner. I feel like if you set your inner, whatever this is, my inner nose bridgey thing, with your finger, it actually sets it pretty well. And I'm just gonna set again over here. The translucent shade is actually really translucent. I know my hand is so tan, and my nails are bad, but you know, I've been doing a lot of home projects today, and it's just gonna get worse before it gets better, so I'm just gonna leave it for now. So my under eyes are set. I'm gonna also set my smile lines a little bit because they get pretty bad. And I must say the stark whiteness from the concealer is gone because this is tinted, so I do think this looks very even right now. Only my under eyes and smile lines are set. And I think my under eyes right now, if we can get it to focus, look good. They look good. So I'm gonna set the rest of my face with this powder, and then we'll see if it makes my face look any different. And I'll see if it looks like a heavy powder on the skin, because it feels very, very finely milled, so it might not actually. Because a lot of powders feel very heavy, they look very, very powdery on the skin, and honestly, I can get around that. I have very dry skin myself, so it's probably something I should have noted at the beginning of this video, but I have dry skin, but I still set my face all the way because I want it locked down. Like, especially for drag queens, when you're performing, you want your face locked down, so setting it is very important. This is kind of a peachy, it looks kind of tan in the container, but when I set my face, the translucent, I just inhaled it. A lot to inhale. Do not breathe when you're setting underneath your nose because it's very finely milled, and it will go in the air and you'll smell it. Doesn't smell like anything, but it didn't feel good to breathe in. But it's very peachy on the skin, which I am a fan of because I'm very pink and very cool toned. But I'm just saying, if you have like a yellow undertone, this translucent color might be a little pinky for you, which might not be a problem, honestly. Okay, so my entire face is set now. This is a little too finely milled for me, I'm going to admit. I do think this is a cute little puffy thing that goes in here. and it makes this little sifter really, really deep in there, which is fine. I do not prefer that super deep sifter thing, but I guess for the puff there. This is too finely milled for me, I think, because honestly, it sounds like it's a good thing, right? It's very finely milled powder, sounds like a good thing, but it makes a mess. Like I said, I inhaled it, I still feel it in my nose, and it makes a mess on the table. No matter if you use a brush, use a sponge, you're gonna make a mess with a very finely milled powder. I do wish it was a little not finely milled and a little more fluffy maybe, but this is how it looks on the skin. It is heavy on the skin. I don't know if we can tell, but the powder looks heavy on the skin. However, I do think the concealer looks nice. I think once I bronze, contour, highlight, blush everything, this is gonna look really good. So I'm going to set some setting spray on my face, let all of this powder that I just put down settle down, and do the rest of my face, and I'll be right back and show you the finished look, and then we'll examine what it looks like after about an hour or so we can see if this is starting to fade, if the powder still looks good, if it looks too heavy still, what I'm thinking. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so it's been about an hour and a half since you last saw me, and this is the finished look for today with the powder and concealer from Kimchi Chic Beauty. So the under eyes, this side where we put less, you can definitely still see the blue coming through. This side, you can't see it as much. You can see a little bit right here, but overall it does look pretty good. With these powder set and everything with a sponge, I'm not seeing any creasing or fading so far. I do think it looks very nice. I do think my under eyes are too white, and it does look a little cakey. It does look a little like a little bit of a thick consistency under there. It isn't like a very, it does blend out really well, but it isn't a very light sitting on the skin concealer. It is a little heavy of concealer under there. Maybe if I had the right shade, it wouldn't be so noticeable, but I do notice it. I would call this a medium coverage concealer because I do still see the blue coming through, and when I back up, I can still see it on the outer corner of this eye. We've used a lot of product. The coverage, like on like blemishes and stuff, it blended out so nicely, and it is a good coverage for any thing like that. Maybe you need the color corrector from Kimchi or your regular color corrector just to like make it full coverage. I think maybe if you color corrected one of her things, or your other normal color corrector, doesn't have to be from this brand, maybe it would make it more of a full coverage moment for you, so you would cancel out any undertone you have, like for me, blues and purples. So I do like the concealer. I am not a fan of this bristly thing because I do feel like it is a breeding ground for bacteria. Of course, you can squeeze this, take another brush and apply, or just, I guess, you know, I wouldn't really use my sponge to dip into this. You can use another brush and apply your concealer, but this brush tip is a breeding ground for bacteria, so that doesn't really feel that great to me. I do think I would need to make sure I'm keeping track of how old this is, because you don't want to go bad on you, but it is $14. It's a very affordable price, and with like the mobile order discount when I signed up for text messages from her brand, it came out to what, like $3 off, like $1.80 off, so it came out to like $12 maybe for the concealer, and I do think it's a great deal. For the coverage, I think it's really nice. I do think maybe I would go to the peachier one for myself personally, go a shade darker to the more peachy one, just because this is very stark white, but I do think it is the perfect like ivory color for an eyelid base. If you're gonna do like a nice bright eyeshadow, like today where I did yellow, I think it's a great color for that. And maybe the fairest shade isn't as yellow as it looks online, but it looks really, really yellow undertone online, so this was the more neutral one. That's why I chose this color. The powder I don't think sits too powdery on the skin once I set it with some setting spray, so I usually set my face after I contour, highlight, and everything, because my highlight is very powdery, so I set everything then, and then I also set my face when like my eyes are done and everything's done. So I've set my face twice, and I feel like it looks pretty good. Like the powder looks good. I will, if anything goes wrong today, I'm gonna wear this for the rest of the day. If it looks bad, I'll update you at the top of the description box if the powder looks bad or anything, or the concealer fades really badly. But as of right now, I think it looks really good, and I don't think I'm gonna experience that fading, because it usually does happen relatively fast, and I have been kind of working around the house and stuff for that hour. So I do think this is gonna hold up to the day. I think it looks really good. I do think the shade is a little bit off for me, and I do still see some blue undertone going through, but for an affordable indie brand concealer, I am into it. And for the powder, I do think you get a good amount of product for the price. I mean, $18 with like a little bit of a discount, so maybe like $17. It's a good deal for the powder. You get a lot of powder, and I do feel like it set my face really well. My face feels very matte. It feels like it's gonna stay on all day, and absolutely no complaints about the powder, except it's a little more finely milled, and I do feel like I'm inhaling it a little bit. So overall, that's my thoughts on the Kimchi Puff Puff Pass powder and the most concealer. It's definitely not the most coverage, but It is really pretty. So thank you guys so much for watching. This was super fun. If you want to see more indie brands or more kimchi makeup tested on my channel, please leave me a comment. Like, let me know what you want to see down below. And I'd love to hear from you. So thank you guys so much. Do you have these things? I'd love to hear what you think. And I will see you guys in the next video. If you're not subscribed already, I'd greatly appreciate it if you did that. And I'll see you later, guys. Have a great day. Bye.